Okay, there's a reason they call me the one-hit wonder because I always land on my first try, and this is no different. I've got a wire going over my mouse right now because I placed my mic right here, which is a lot closer. It's like right off screen, which is actually quite nice. Because it means you can't see it, but I can still use it. And actually, it should probably be a little more like closer to here because, oh, now the wire is even more in the way. There, now it's kind of more where my mouth is actually going to be, which is good for a mic, I think. Okay, well, what's this do? Whoa. Whoa, that's pretty cool actually. I didn't realize. That's neat. That's awesome actually. Um, okay, hi. It's been a while since I recorded a proper gameplay video, I guess. Wait, has it been a while? I'm gonna check real quick. Oh, I lost 2 subscribers. I think one of those subscribers was me. Okay, it's been actually quite a while. No, wait, that's the wrong channel. I need to be looking at the right channel, which is right here. Okay. Actually, it was 2 channels ago that I posted a gameplay video. And actually, there's a whole blog video that I forgot to post, so that's not great. I should probably post that. Anyway, hi. Hi. I don't I don't know what's going on. I've kind of fallen into YouTuber mode, I think. Although at the same time, I'm also just absolutely blabbering on without any sort of structure, which is what I am as a YouTuber, really. I just say whatever comes to mind, and I don't think like 2 steps ahead, even in the slightest. So, yeah, that's just the truth, I guess. But it's fine, you know. I wanted to make this video because I think I've experienced quite a lot of personal growth in the last. Just making sure my door is closed. This place has super thin walls. It's kind of annoying, but it's fine. I think my immediate roommate is making dinner. If he's not, then he might hear this, but that's fine, you know? It's not like I care. No, really, though, I don't care that much. I was saying something before. Oh yeah, I wanted to make this video because I think I've experienced a lot of personal growth recently, and I kind of just want to talk about it, I guess. I also think I should be making more videos, I guess. Well, that's sort of true. I don't know. Yeah, I decided to record this. Oh, also this is going to be the first video that is directly linked to from the main channel. Actually, it's not going to be linked, but it'll be up when I make another video, which is going to announce that this channel exists. The last time I announced that this channel existed, I made a video which I was not very proud of. And also at that point, I only had like 20 subscribers on the main channel, so now that I have double the number of subscribers, I think it's appropriate to announce it once again. Now, I've been doing a lot of talking, and I don't know if anyone even really cares, but the great thing about this channel is that no one has to care, because this channel is for me, not for you. It's for me, so I can just talk and get my thoughts out into the world in a way where people can see them, and in a way where they're documented, so I can look back and be like, oh, he thought that at that point? That's interesting. But hopefully I don't have that many too interesting beliefs. I don't. I don't currently have that many interesting beliefs. Well, I'm an interesting person, but my beliefs aren't that interesting. See, now I'm doing more of the rambling thing, so I think I'm just gonna transition into the gameplay. Whoop. No, I'm just gonna do the normal transition, actually. Yeah, see? See, the cool thing about this, what I've been doing here, is there's a slider where I can, like, ooh. That's actually really cool. I love that. Whoa. Okay, I should probably stop messing with that. Oh wow. When it kind of has it so cropped, I don't know. I kind of like how that looks. I have very broad shoulders, but I also have like a very long neck, so I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna be playing Getting Over It, which is a pretty chill game in my opinion. I like this game a lot. Oh, I'm here. Okay. I like this game a lot because it's a pretty nice game to play when you just want to sort of talk and not really have to think too much about what you're doing. And a lot of people get stressed by this game, but I really like it. I think that it's a pretty calm game, and I really get a lot of appreciation out of it, I guess you could say. Now, I'm in a pretty difficult spot here. If you've never been introduced to Getting Over It, then this is going to be a little unclear, but this spot is a spot that is known to cause a lot of people to make mistakes. These mistakes could relate simply to the gameplay, or they could relate to emotional mistakes. Perhaps people get extra perturbed by this section. But I'm not going to do that. I will get perturbed to some extent for sure, but not in the same way that other people do. Because, I'm actually, most of the time, I'm a very calm person. Now, this is something about me that people don't get. They think that I'm completely calm, but I can actually get quite heated emotionally. I can have deep, deep emotions. I feel very deeply. Okay, well, I'm losing progress here, but that's fine. The key is to get myself in this corner, because this is going to set me up best to get up higher. The secret, of course, is trying to figure out how to get myself in that corner. Oh, see, I've gone too far there, so I need to go a little bit up, something like, okay, that's just worse. Oh man, see, I'm losing ground now. This is just bad. I think I'm getting in my head about this. Okay, now, how do I... Okay, that's a good place to put my hammer. Okay, maybe it's not a great place to put my hammer. Okay, yeah, that's just not a wise place. I think I'm going to put my hammer down here, because this will allow me to go up. I'm not going to make much new progress, but it's going to give me a little more control, I think. Why am I just angled that direction? That's just pretty unhelpful. Okay, well, I should have fallen there. That was enough to make me fall. Okay, now I'm straight. And I just need to nestle myself right there. See, that's a good position to be in. Now, I need to find the sweet spot. There's a spot here where if you put your hammer, it will not drop you. Okay, I'm very unenthused by what I'm witnessing there. That's unfortunate. I'm not sure exactly how to approach this. I've never gone any farther than this. What you're witnessing right now is the farthest that I have ever personally gotten in the game. This is a game all about making progress and then starting over because you ran out. You made backwards progress. Oh, see, now that is surprisingly stable, so if I can make progress... Oh, okay. Now, is this going to kill... Okay, no. See, what I seem to have found here is a spot that is giving me good purchase. But the thing about this game that is easy to forget is just how fickle it can be. So what I'm doing here is I'm positioning my mouse in such a way where I can... Okay, yeah, see, that's unideal. But what a lot of people kind of do in this game is that they panic. They get to a spot where they're not receiving optimal results, and then they panic, and I'm not going to say they give up, but they try to save face, and then in that process of attempting to save face, they lose a lot more than they could have. Now, here I am. I'm making a little more progress. I'm getting back to a similar spot that I was before. What I need to do is find that same spot that I put my hammer before, because that served me very well. But I'm not certain that I'm going to be able to find it again. I think it was around here. Sometimes the game can seemingly act inconsistent. Oh, see, that's not acting inconsistent, though. That's acting very consistent with what I witnessed before, at least for the most part. Okay, well, there I go again. And there I go even farther, but the secret is, oh, I almost went very far there. Okay, so I'm back in a previous spot. And this is fine, you know? I need some more practice before I want to try that again, because it's been a while since I played the game. So I'm going to go up, okay, a little bit of back further progress, but that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. So I actually kind of like this, because this is a bit more relaxed. I can just talk. And the thing about my playstyle is that when I drop, I'm just kind of like okay with it, because, you know, I'm here to enjoy myself, and you don't enjoy yourself if you get mad every time you lose progress. The point of the game is to lose progress, after all. So, I've been here for about, how many minutes? 10 minutes. Wow. This is going to be a pretty long video, I guess. Well, that's fine, though. I mean, some people like to just listen to someone talk, and I'm good at talking, so I'm happy to fill that purpose for some people. Okay, getting up pretty effectively here. I'm really moving my mouse. Like, this is crazy, but I think it's helping me. Okay, so as I ascend this section, which is like a pretty difficult section, but you know, not as difficult as some sections later in the game as far as I've seen, I want to kind of talk about what's been going on with me. Not like projects, because I've talked about projects in the past. I mean more like personal growth, I guess, because that's the pitch that I started this video with. Talk about my personal growth. So I think I have gained a surprising amount of self-confidence. Whoa, okay. Like, I didn't realize for a while that I have the confidence that I do have. So, and to explain this, I should mention, like, sort of my mental state, I guess. Not like, you know, mental health sort of thing, but more just like what my mind tells me is true about myself. What my mind says is that you are worth less than other people. It says, you know, you may think you're cool, you may think you're competent, you may think that you are worth something, but in the end, everyone will inherently be worth more. Like everyone else, that is, will be inherently worth more than you are. That's what my mind says. Oh, okay, I'm going down. I think the sensitivity is kind of low here. Let me try trackpad tuning. Oh, hello. Okay. Fast. Okay, okay. Let's turn off trackpad tuning. I think this low sensitivity is annoying, but it served me well in some ways, so I'm gonna hold on to it. So, yeah, so my mind says that I am inherently worse than other people. Whoa, that did not go anywhere. How do I go up? That was no power. There was no power behind that. Oh, but there was power behind that, so that's kind of odd. Give me the camera. Come on. Come on. I just want to grab that camera. Okay, there it is. So, I think some people that I've talked to don't seem to be able to like fully understand what this means. So, you know, there are lots of ways that I think one can feel inferior to other people, right? One example would be, oh, I just messed that up straight up. That was just a mistake. So one example might be competence, like other people are good at cooking and I am not good at cooking. Therefore, I am inferior to those other people. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, oh, I did the exact same thing there. I need to get my game a little better here. Maybe it's because I'm talking, but that's fine. I want to talk more than I want to beat the game. So, you know, oh man, that was so weak. Why, oh my gosh. What incarnation? All right. I need to, oh, why was that so weak? This is crazy. Is my sensitivity at a weird setting? no, no, there it is. That's the sensitivity I've been playing at. I don't know why my pushes have been so weak. Maybe I need to do some more exercise. All right, there we go. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. That was pretty good. I'm almost back up to where I was before, but hopefully I don't lose progress. So, yeah. It's not competence, you know, it's not like personality. It's not like likability or anything like that. It's just I have this inherent feeling. Why is that orange stuck in the bench? That's quite strange. I have this inherent feeling like I, compared to other people, am just less. I am broken in a way that's not fixable, in a way that's not related to anything about who I am. I cannot be fixed. I'm just more broken than other people. And the thing about it is that it's entirely irrational. Like, if you look at it from an objective standpoint, it makes no sense. What makes me worse than other people? It's not my performance, it's not my personality, it's not like any trait about me that I can identify. I just am worse than others. Why? Because I am. Why am I? I don't know. Okay, and there we go again, but I'm back. And what do you do with this? I mean, well, let's kind of talk about the implications first. I think that would be pertinent. So, I have this belief, but how does it actually affect my behavior? Well, it affects all of my behavior, literally everything. Like, say I'm having a conversation, and I think that I'm just worse than you. I will take all of my contributions to that conversation and assume they're worse than yours, right? Like, you ask me how my day's doing, and I'll say something like, oh, it's pretty good. Or I'll say a little bit, but I'll just kind of gloss over it because I assume that what I say is not as valuable as what you say. Oh, come on. Okay. I appreciate the song, but I don't want to be hearing that as loudly as I am. So, and say I want to form a connection with someone, a friendship. If I think that I am worse, oh, I almost fell there. That was pretty crazy. Maybe I will fall here. That would be interesting. Okay, the hammer is doing very weird things right now. I don't know what is going on here. Okay, so say I want a friendship, and I think that I am mortally inferior to the person who I'm trying to be friends with. How will that affect the way that I behave? Well, I will not seek to grow deeper in this friendship because I will assume the other person doesn't actually want to grow deeper in their friendship with me because I'm worse than them. Like, why not choose someone else to grow deeper in your friendship with, right? Like, it makes no sense to choose me as a potential friend if I'm just worse than other people. It's like if you're like trying to buy potatoes and you see that one of the potatoes is rotten, you're not gonna buy that potato. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm rotten again because it's like there's no more noticeable trait that is causing me to be less than other people. I just think I am because I am. It's completely irrational. So yeah, I try to form friends, but then I never invest anything because I assume the other person would never want to invest anything back. So now I've got super shallow friendships with other people. Wow, I don't know what is going on here. This is kind of crazy. Okay, there we are. So, what else does it affect? Well, I mean, to be honest, it's mainly friendships, but it's also other things. Self-confidence. I just, I think I'm inferior, therefore, if anyone ever seems to like me, it's because they have pity on me. They're like, okay, we see this guy's terrible, but he did like a cool thing here, so I'll appreciate that. But like, I'll still, look down on him, like, condescendingly. So I kind of just assume everyone tolerates my presence. How do you build self-confidence if you assume that everybody else is kind of in on this conspiracy to still interact with you because you're a human being, but like begrudgingly? If anyone ever asks me how I'm doing, it's not because they legitimately care how I'm doing, it's because I'm around and they gotta say something. And here's the sad thing. Here's the saddest thing about these beliefs. When you believe you are worse than other people, you will act like you're worse than other people, and therefore other people might kind of view you in the same way that you view yourself, right? Like, let's say I never choose to invest in relationships with other people. That means other people don't ever get to know me well, which means other people kind of like naturally gravitate towards other people who they know well, which does not include me. So, because I have chosen not to invest in relationships, I suddenly have no one who spends any time with me because I never invested anything into people to attract them towards spending time with me, right? It's a self-defeating process, a cycle of negativity. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that I've created. So, and this is how I lived for most of my life. Like, even including recent years, even if I never acknowledged it, I still held this belief. And I believe it's only in recent months, really. Although I was kind of aware of it before, but it's only really in recent months that I've truly become like, realized how much it affects my mindset and negatively, how negative that is for like everything in my life. Like, for instance, like, I mean, this is kind of a personal, oh, there we go. Okay. This is kind of a personal example, but like, well, is it really that personal? I don't know. It's not really that personal. Like, everyone deals with this, right? Like, I want to be in a relationship, right? I want to find a partner. But if I naturally assume I'm inferior to everyone else, then I'm going to naturally assume that I am the worst choice among other choices of partners, right? And so if there is any other option out there on the playing field who I evaluate as like a legitimate option, that as like someone that the person would be interested in, I assume that I am the worst of those options, and therefore I would never be considered. So already I am naturally assuming that I'm fighting a losing battle. The only way for me to actually find a partner is for me to be the only option available. Because if at least one other like decent, like not clearly bad option is available, then they are going to be picked over me. And the funny thing about like all I'm saying is that I still feel like this is deeply ingrained. I still kind of believe some of the things I'm saying. Like, yeah, of course I'm like the worst option, aren't I? What would make me better, right? And I mean, if you actually stop and think, like, okay, I probably have a lot of options that are desirable, but like a lot of traits that is not options. Like, you know what I mean? I have a lot of desirable things about me. So why wouldn't I ever consider myself to be an option worth pursuing for other people? Like, if I don't, it's just, it's so ingrained. Like, this is just the way I, I view the world now and have for so many years, even though I can very obviously point out, like, no, it's not true. It's just, it's so ingrained that I think it's true. I still think it's kind of true. So I've got this thing, this belief, And I guess the next natural question would be like, now that I know I have the belief, what is the solution? How do you overcome this negative conditioning that you've put yourself through for so many years? And the solution is know your worth, I guess. Well, no, it's not know your worth. Knowing your worth helps. Like if you go and you know you're a child of God, and that gives you several. Oh, no, here we go again. Oh, hello. That's nice. I wasn't expecting a second chance there. Now, the secret is not just to know your worth. Because as much as I can look at, the fact sheet, so to speak, and say, like, okay, yeah, I can see some good things, it's not going to help. Rational beliefs are not going to solve an irrational problem. It's the same problem. You can kind of see I'm like tilting my head just as my cauldron is tilting. I think that's funny. It's like the same problem where people try to educate people who are people try to use education as a solution to solve poverty. Like if people just know more, they will be in less poverty. And there's some truth to that. But the other truth that I think people ignore is that many sources of poverty don't come from any. People don't always become poor because of their circumstances. People often make choices that result in them being poor. So for instance, people who choose to have children young are proven to end up poor, and a number of other options affected as well. So the solution to solve poverty is not to make people more educated. The solution is to have people choose to learn, not be forced to. They need to choose. So this applies to my situation because as much as I can try to consume information and realize that, I am someone who holds value, the thing that is going to make a difference in the end is not. Can I make that? Oh, no. The thing that's going to make the true difference is not. Okay. I'm getting a little nervous here actually because this is possibly the farthest I have ever. The biggest difference maker for whether I move beyond this belief in myself is not. Okay. It's not me. Okay. It's not going to come from any sort of information that I can gather, because the information I gathered wasn't the issue. The issue was a choice, an irrational choice, to view myself in a way that's not at all based in facts. In fact, it's not based at all. It's a very unbased belief. To believe something like that is just wrong. Not like morally wrong, it's just really factually. It's just, there's no good reason to believe this. And I was talking with a guy who's a therapist. I wasn't talking to him to get therapy. I was just talking to him, and he was kind of helping me synthesize some information. And he was saying, like, he asked me a pretty simple question, like, what would I gain if I stopped believing this thing? And what I realized is that if I stopped believing that I was worse than other people. I would become more willing to invest in others. I would become more willing to. There are going to be some bats that fly out. I've watched this game long enough to know that as soon as I go here, there are going to be a bunch of bats. Okay, there they are. Um, yeah, if I think like, what do I gain by believing I am worse than other people? Or sorry, yeah, what do I gain? I can say I gain a net loss in self-confidence. I'd say I gain. Okay, this rock is kind of being annoying. I just want to, let me over the rock. Come on, come on. Okay, there we go. I'd say that but if I'm talking about what I I gain if I stop believing it, well, I'm more willing to invest in others. I'm more willing to form deeper, stronger connections with people because I assume that I actually have value in our relationship. I'm much more willing to pursue potential partners because I know that that again, like I have value to bring there. I gain a ton of things from just giving up on this belief that I am somehow irrationally worse than other people. So there's no reason I shouldn't start believing that I am just as valuable as other people. And so that's what I've been trying to do recently. I've been trying to go beyond that irrational belief and start believing something far more rational and far more factually based, which is kind of just the meaning of rational anyway. And it's worked really well so far. I was on a retreat just this last week, which is also where I talked with the guy who's a therapist. He wasn't. I want to iterate again. He's someone who happens to be a therapist. He was not. I did not choose. I did not do a therapy session, and I'm not saying therapy's bad. I think just based on my talking with this guy, actually, therapy seems like a really great thing that maybe I should pursue in the future. But no, like I was at this retreat and I was able to witness how I function when I don't view myself as worse than other people. Indeed, I had more conversations with others. I was more willing to invest. I had stronger memories. I even, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. And here's the cool thing. I danced when I was there. I know that's like a weird thing to point out, but I don't dance. So to observe myself just laying it down like that was amazing. Just a massive boost in self-confidence over that week. So, yeah, I I think I've had some exciting developments over the last couple months of my life. Some challenges for sure, but overall a lot of just super positive things. More than I ever could have expected. And so, yeah, I'm kind of moving forward, thinking like, man, where will I go next? What could I do next? There's someone at the retreat who said that he thought like I could literally do anything at this point. Like I'm capable of anything. That was what it was saying. And I think that's kind of true. Like I could do anything. I mean, if you just look at like the stuff I've done so far in my life, like I wrote a book when I was young. I made a short film when I was not quite as young, but from a certain perspective, still young. And that was like a year ago, by the way. Not even a year, that was like 5 or 6 months, half a year maybe. Whoa, hello. That's what I want, just not in the direction I was going there. So, it's like, it's just cool to witness such clear personal growth. And even like, not even talking about all the stuff I've been mentioning now, like, do you see what I'm doing right now? Like, this is the farthest I've gotten in this game. I have seen other people play this section like countless times because I've watched just about every playthrough of Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy that exists, but I'm experiencing it right now, and it's pretty flippin' amazing to be here in this moment right now. So, yeah, like, what do I do? What do I do now? I just keep on holding this belief, you know. I think in a way it's a faith belief, right? Like, well, it's not even faith. I mean, it's purely rational, but there's still a part of me that always has that fear. So in a way, it almost feels like, you know, thinking about like my relationship with God and believing in God, it's like I don't have like all the hard evidence to prove that he's real. I have a lot of compelling evidence. I can never like point and for sure say God is real, and just as I can never point and for sure say like I am someone who has equal value to other people. But it's a faith statement, like, and holding it will lead to me being happier than I am otherwise. Why do I keep on like pushing myself away? All I need to do is like get my hammer up there, and then I can keep on going, but for some reason every time my hammer gets there I push myself away. Maybe that's symbolic for something. Maybe I need to be pushing up when I hit that ledge. Oh, see, I pushed myself away there too. It's like there's this rebounding thing that goes on, and I need to be like working with it rather than against it. Oh, see, that was pretty good. I just didn't. This is like, I want to at least like, well, I'm not going to give myself any goals actually. You know, it may happen or it may not. Or it may happen. But see, a lot of people that I see tend to lose sight of what's in front of them as soon as they reach that small objective they're going for. Like for instance, I'm kind of realizing like, or I'll say I realized this in the past. Like, I want a relationship, right? But a relationship is not a one-time thing. It's like a commitment where people talk about like first base, second base, third base, and I don't really like the connotations of that language, but it is kind of true that like it happens in stages and it's an ongoing thing. You first you ask out and then you do the next step. Oh, that was surprisingly easy. I kind of, you know, I thought that this part would be a little harder than it is. Okay, well, there's that. Oh, I'm back here. See, and this part was annoying, but I did do it, right? I did it. And there are lots of challenges where you look and you're like, man, how am I gonna get over that? But then you do get over it, and it's like, whoa, I'm capable of a little more than I thought. And I mean, it's the same thing with me in like dancing, I'm like, oh, how am I gonna go and spend an hour straight dancing? Like, how's this gonna work? Or how am I ever gonna dance in front of people? And then I go and I do it, and it's like, oh, yeah, that wasn't that hard. Whoa, did you see that? That was awesome. So yeah, you know, I've got so much I could say. With so much self-confidence, like, you kind of realize, when you realize your value, you realize you have a lot you can say that's valuable to other people. Like, I had a couple conversations while I was at the retreat where I said things and those things were intelligent, and I kind of realized people commented and they were like, hey, you're pretty good at X, Y, or Z related to conversations. And I'm like, huh, okay, maybe I am. You know, I've been stuck in this inferiority complex for so long, and not an inferiority complex where I see others as inferior, but like I've already said, like a complex where I view myself as just inherently inferior. I've been stuck with that for so long that I've lost sight of the fact that I have things to offer, I guess. And especially as I've been growing over the last few years, yeah, last few years, joining Toastmasters to learn better speaking and social skills, and been to my Navigators Campus Club. It's like a Christian campus club, just to like talk with so many people and going to retreats and doing all these things for my own personal growth. Like after doing all that, I've definitely developed a lot, and it's easy to kind of lose the big picture and realize that whereas before maybe I was someone who was inferior, now I'm certainly not. In no way am I inferior to other people. And that's like such a cool belief to say is true. So, yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to make much more progress, and I don't know if I want to anyway. You know, you always need to leave yourself with some sort of challenge, and I mean, in this game, there are always plenty of challenges to overcome. They never stop until you reach the top. But I think this is a pretty good stopping point. I overcame one major challenge, and I think that's enough. I don't have to overcome everyone at once. I can do it in stages. And that's okay. And here's the other cool thing. I used to think I ramble a lot. I think I do ramble, but I don't think it's as bad as I think. And I think if I'm thinking while I'm rambling, then I ramble less because I am more conscious of what I'm saying. And of course, I can never guarantee for certain that I won't double back somehow, but I'm better at talking, I guess, than I think. I'm better at pretty much everything than I think. Even, Gaga Ball, like I was playing some Gaga Ball at the retreat. I used to think I'm like pretty okay at Gaga Ball, but not great. But like I was doing well, dude. I was flying around that ball. I was dancing, dude. Even parkour, You hang around people who are good at parkour, you don't think you're that good. You hang around people who haven't done parkour before, and you realize, okay, actually, I've learned a lot, you know. So it's just cool to kind of be witnessing so much self-realization. And once you have self-realization, then you can get self-acceptance. You can go closer to understanding who you are, and that allows you to better be who you are. I think that you are who you think you are in a lot of ways. Well, that's not true. What sort of is, though, with self-fulfilling prophecies, you often make yourself into who you think you are. Even if you don't want to be that person, it happens. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's a bit about enough for now. Oop. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention to me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being a friend to me, or if you just like randomly discovered this for some reason, thank you for paying attention, I guess. I appreciate it. I appreciate attention, I guess. I don't know what I was going to say, but anyway, thanks. Future videos in the future, maybe. Future videos in the future. I suppose you could have future videos in the past if you had a time machine, but otherwise I don't see how that would be possible to have future videos that aren't in the future. Yeah, that's all I've got to say. Well, no, it's not, but it's all I've got to say for now. So thank you once again. I think I've said thank you like 4 or 5 times now. See you in the future with those future videos that are in the future. Goodbye.